Don't overrule the instructions of God by the actions of a man of God. Just because you saw something being done by a man of God, it does not mean it is the right thing for you to do because it was done by him. Thou shalt not kill remains, thou shalt not kill, even if you saw a man of God killing, because you do not know what inspired him. This thing has confused a lot of people. Even the disciples of Jesus Christ were confused by that thing. In the book of Luke chapter 9, verse 51 up until 55, when the days drew near for him to be taken up, he set his face to go to Jerusalem. And he sent messengers ahead of him, who went and entered a village of the Samaritans to make preparations for him. But the people did not receive him. Jesus wanted to go to Jerusalem, but on his way, he wanted to pass through a Samaritan village. But the people did not want him. They did not welcome him because he was not coming to them. And when his disciples, James and John, saw it, they said, Lord, do you want us to tell fire to come down from heaven and consume them? These guys got angry and said, who are these people to say they don't want Jesus Christ? Let us call fire and kill the whole town. But Jesus turned and rebuked them, and he said, no, I did not give you the double-edged sword so that you can go and kill people. My instruction was, go heal the sick, raise the dead, cast out demons, cleanse the leper. That was my instruction. I never instructed you to kill, because thou shalt not kill remains thou shalt not kill, even if you see a man of God doing it. Now you're going to ask yourself, where did these guys see these things? Why do they think of calling fire to come down from heaven out of nowhere to consume people who don't want to accept Jesus Christ? Now I'm taking you to the book of 2 Kings chapter 1, starting from verse 2. Now Ahaziah fell through the lattice in his upper chamber in Samaria and lay sick. So he sent messengers telling them, go, inquire of Baal-zebub, the god of Ekron, whether I shall recover from this sickness. But the angel of the Lord said to Elijah the Tishbite, arise, go up to meet the messenger of the king of Samaria, and say to them, is it because there is no God in Israel that you are going to inquire of Baal-zebub, the god of Ekron? Now, therefore, thus says the Lord, you shall not come down from the bed to which you have gone up, but you shall surely die. So Elijah went. Because now the king is a role model. People are looking at the king. Now you will be surprised when you see a king of Israel, of Samaria, going to consult Baal-zebub, the god of Ekron. And in those days when people were praying, they used to say, 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 14, where is the Lord, the God of Elijah? People were praying the God of Elijah. Now a king is now going to confuse everybody by going to consult the God of Ekron. Even me, I would be jealous. I would say, why are you not consulting the God in South Africa? Why should you go and look for a God in Nigeria? Is there no God in South Africa that you are going to consult the God of a prophet in Nigeria? Why not the God of Maluleke, or the God of Machebele, or the God of Mazibuko? Why must it be the God of a prophet in Nigeria? Is there no prophet in South Africa? Is there no God in South Africa that you are going to consult the God of a prophet in Ghana? The messengers returned to the king and he said to them, why have you returned? So now the messengers came back very quickly. The king is asking, why have you returned? And they said to him, there came a man to meet us and said to us, go back to the king who sent you and say to him, thus says the Lord, is it because there is no God in Israel that you are sending to inquire of Baal-zebub, the god of Ekron? Therefore, you shall not come down from the bed to which you have gone up, but you shall surely die. These men, because they could see that what their king instructed them to do is so stupid, they will not go and consult the God in Ekron. Now they met a man from nowhere, a man. And they overruled the instruction of the king, and they went back to go and tell the king the message of that man. He said to them, what kind of a man? What kind of a man was he who came to meet you and told you these things? They answered him, He wore a garment of hair with a belt of leather about his waist. And he said, "It is Elijah the Tishbite." He didn't ask them any more questions. Just by the description, he said, "It is Elijah the Tishbite." Matthew 3 verse 4. John wore a garment of camel's hair and a leather belt around his waist. That's why Jesus Christ said, Elijah is John the Baptist. Zechariah 13 verse 4. On that day, every prophet will be ashamed of their prophetic vision. They will not put on a prophet's garment of hair in order to deceive. Now, this was the attire of the prophets, the real prophets of God. Then the king sent to him a captain of 50 men with his 50. And he went up to Elijah, who was sitting on top of a hill, and he said to him, "O man of God, the king says, come down." "O man of God, the king says, come down." Now they are instructing a man of God. But Elijah answered the captain of 50, "If I am a man of God, let fire come down from heaven and consume you and your 50. Then fire came down from heaven and consumed him and his 50. Because they did not know the song that says, "Pela tulo sena se tshabegang sa borena ba Jehova. Botlhe batho atamelang anang ka go thuthumela. Le motsebe ke modimo ke mmupi wa ntho tsotlhe. Matšhaba marena bafu pela hae ka lerole. Wa laya wa kgalemela go se ya ka mo fetolang wa phidisa wa timetsa o etsa ka mo a ratang." For you who don't know this song and the meaning of this song, it says when you come before the presence of the Lord, before the mercy seat, you must come trembling and be humble. Because this is the creator of heaven and earth. He does as he pleases. Again, the king sent to him another captain of 50 men with his 50, and he answered and said to him, "O man of God, this is the king's order. Come down quickly." Now, this one is even worse than the first one. He says, "O man of God, this is the king's order. Come down quickly, quickly." But Elijah answered them, "If I am a man of God, let fire come down from heaven and consume you and your 50. Then the fire of God came down from heaven and consumed him and his 50. Because he did not know the song that says, "Pela tulo sena se tshabegang sa borena ba Jehova. Botlhe batho atamelang anang ka go thuthumela. Le motsebe ke modimo ke mmupi wa ntho tsotlhe. Matšhaba marena bafu pela hae ka lerole. Wa laya wa kgalemela go se ya ka mo fetolang wa phidisa wa timetsa o etsa ka mo a ratang." Again, the king sent the captain of a third 50 with his men. And the third captain of 50 went up and came and fell on his knees before Elijah and he entreated him, "O man of God, please let my life and the life of these 50 servants of yours be precious in your sight." Behold, fire came down from heaven and consumed the two former captains of 50 men with their 50s. But now let my life be precious in your sight, in your sight. Then the angel of the Lord said to Elijah, "Go down with him, do not be afraid of him." So he arose and went down with him to the king and said to him, this captain of 50, he knew where he was going. He knew gore pela tulo sena se tshabegang sa borena ba Jehova. Botlhe batho atamelang anang ka go thuthumela. When he got there, he fell on his knees and begged Elijah and said, "Please have mercy on me and these 50 men. We are breadwinners in our family, in our families. We have children, we have wives. They are waiting for us. Please don't let our lives be consumed by fire like the previous 250s who came and instructed the men of God to come down." Then the angel of the Lord responded to Elijah and told him that this one knows where he is. He is in front of the tabernacle of God. He is right in the presence of God, talking to a man of God. Then he said, "Go with him. Thus says the Lord." And he arose and went down with him to the king and said to him, "Thus says the Lord, because you have sent messengers to inquire of Baal-zebub, the god of Ekron, is it because there is no God in Israel to inquire of his word? Therefore, you shall not come down from the bed to which you have gone up, but you shall surely die. So he died according to the word of the Lord that Elijah had spoken. So he died. So now, this is the thing I am telling you about to say, now the disciples of Jesus Christ saw these things being done by Elijah, so they were not they were in a hurry to get the power so that they can come and kill people, but this thing is not used for that. Jesus Christ rebuked them and said, don't do what the other prophets did, because you do not know what inspired them. Do the instructions of God, the written words of God, the 10 commandments, follow them as they are. When God says thou shalt not kill, it is thou shalt not kill. Don't look at what other prophets did. I hope you understand the message of today. Khotso, a e be le lena.